To start, we're going to come to the ground safely through that proposal stance, come to our hands and hips, and then to roll to our back, we roll to our side and then to our back. That will keep our core nice and safe. This first variation of a trunk twist is just dropping your knees to one side and breathing. We always want to breathe for at least 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale to come up and then exhale to go over. Twisting is great for not only our muscles and ligaments and fascia, it's good for our internal organs too. The second variation is one leg comes over and you look to the opposite side. So bent knee, exhale goes over, and then look to the opposite side. Feels amazing. We're going to come to our side, push ourselves up with our hands to get up to a kneeling posture before we go into downward facing dog. You can set up by doing a tall plank and then rocking back, heart towards the ground. We're thinking about opening up those shoulders and chest, and then tailbone to the sky, bent knees if our hamstrings are tight. And then we can always walk our feet out to start to activate increased blood flow. Feels good in our Achilles and calves and hammies. Get that energy moving. Next, we are going to perform some cat-cows. We say that this lubricates the spine, and you're thinking about the end ranges of motion of your shoulder blades and pelvis. So really lengthening our spine. Don't have to move the head too much, just as much as feels good for you. And then slow mountain climbers. This engaging movement I love because we're firing everything, focusing on our breathing, and then we can start to get into more deeper stretches like this one, which is a runner's lunge. This is the modified version. Now we're going into a more advanced version with our legs straight, but do what's good for you. You can add some rotations here, reaching behind you, thinking about scratching your armpit, and of course breathing, opening up to the sky, and then again wrapping around. Nice and gently. You don't have to go this fast. You can go slower, but you would exhale and then inhale up. Here, I'm going to push my knee out to open up my hip even further. Let me set up to show you. Here we go, and then pushing out while leaning those hips forward. This is a glorious stretch for those adductors, pelvic floor, hammies, even quads that are connecting up in there, and breathing, of course. Here, now we can go more advanced with it, and we're thinking about elbow down to ankle. This is just getting a full body release. Again, go at your own pace and always breathing through. We're going to clasp our hands together to get a chest stretch. Feels really great to go palms down and breathe. Of course, you're more unstable in that kneeling posture, so I'm coming to a seated posture, hands still clasped, and we can breathe and just drop our ears side to side. And having our hands behind us really increases this stretch, but you could do it standing in a safe position for you, or kneeling, whatever feels the best, honestly. Here, just get a little bit of some upper back stretch, hands across our chest. This one is good for our side bodies and our lats. You can add a little bit of a lean and breathing into it, stretching out that side body. Child's pose with side reach is also great for opening up the side body as well. A couple of my favorites here. Always feels good. And of course, breathing, rolling out the shoulders. Oh, feels so good. Melt that tension away. Again, do as many as you need. You can alternate, have a little fun with it. Just let it all go. Now I'm going to get into some movements that you can do safely, getting to your back as before. Glute bridges are a great way to strengthen our glutes and hammies, that posterior chain. Again, nice and slow. We want to have lots of control when performing these movements. It would be an exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. I'm pressing into my heels and thinking about lowering vertebrae by vertebrae. Slow and steady wins the race. This is a, oh hey puppy, this is a hollow hold. We are coming up to knees and elbows, shoulders are off the mat. And just start to play with how this feels. You can do one leg and limb at a time, extending away from your center, but you always want to make sure that you are nice and fully engaged and you can breathe. You should not be losing any integrity in your lower back. Hard version is legs closer to the ground. Easier is limbs up towards the sky. Coming safely up into all fours, proper push-up position modified, heart landing in between your hands by your side. And again, you want to think about nice and straight from head to knees or head to toes. We shouldn't see any excessive lumbar curve in our lower back, especially for these planks. Again, a full body movement modified, and now full variations, breathing and bracing. And you should never have pain with any movements. Lastly, opposite reach or bird dog, finding your neutral, kicking out straight behind you, opposites working together.